Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Who can hear me? Who can see me? Can you see me? Okay, welcome guys. Welcome back. Sorry for the glitch in transmission. A lot was going on backstage. So we just had to stop and come back again. I know this is your first time seeing my face and they're like, where is Success? Where is she? Don't worry, she's still around. She's still around. So today I will be hosting today's youth spotlight. So if you're excited, just drop in the comments section. I am excited to be here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Our guests are waiting for us. They can't wait to just um, dish out value today. So if you're expectant, if you're excited, let's go. Let me put on my glasses so I can see you guys. I can see the comments very well. Good afternoon, Chinwe. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Can I get more comments? If you're excited to be here, just let me know. Put it in the comment section. I am excited. Feels like it's only Elizabeth that is present here. Good afternoon. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm getting the comments. I'm getting this comment from only Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for that. Okay, good afternoon. Yes. Okay, our success is here already. All right, welcome back to Youth Spotlights. Welcome back. If this is your first time watching us, watching me, please just put it in the comment section. I want this session to be very interactive today. So we are vibing, we're learning, we're inspired, okay? Okay, we just have a few persons on here. So in case this is your first time watching us, or if this is your regular online space that you're always on, Youth Spotlight is all about amplifying the voices of emerging leaders and making remarkable impact. So if you're looking for a platform that helps you, that inspires you, you want to see young people like you who are doing great things, this is the best place to be in. First time watching. Wow, really? Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. I don't know if I should wait for more comments. But yeah, thank you. All right. So today we have two amazing guests. All right. We have two amazing guests. Where do I even start from? Who do I start with? Okay, let's start with Stanley Umezulike. We have Stanley Umezulike. Good afternoon, Mr. Stanley. How are you doing?
Hi,
How are you doing
Chinwe.
today?
I'm fine. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm also glad to have you here. Why do everybody call me Chinwe? You guys are not saying my first name? Okay. Okay, Mr. Stanley. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. How excited are you to be here? How excited are you?
Chinwe, I'm so glad to be here. I'm so excited. And always love sharing my ideas and experience about business as a business leader with young people. And this was one of the things that I looked up for when I was young, hoping for this kind of guidance. When you see someone that has been there, someone that is doing what you want, and talking about their experiences, you will learn more, and it will help you to avoid years of trial and error. So I'm always, passionate about helping young people, passionate about anything that involves the youth. So I'm excited, and I know that young people that will participate in this program will learn a lot, and they will gain massive value.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that. So I'll just quickly introduce you and then we dive into the other guest. So Mr. Stanley is an award-winning Nigerian entrepreneur, business consultant, author, public speaker, certified Meta community manager, and Forbes Black community member. There's a lot of things, everything here. I don't know where how I'm going to end it, but definitely we are expecting value from Mr. Stanley. Okay, so up to our second guest, Coach Alpha Abena. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me now.
Clearly.
You can hear me clearly.
How are you doing? Yes,
I'm
yes,
doing
yes, I can.
I'm doing amazing, thank you. Sunny afternoon in Lagos, but we are coping. Thank you.
Yes, very sunny indeed. Thank you for mentioning that because it's blazing hot here. So, how do you feel to be present today?
Well, I feel very excited and I can't wait for us to dive into the subject matter of today. I've always admired this platform from a distance, and I have been a part of one or two classes programs for other people, and I admire the work Sir Jimmy is doing. So I am glad to be a part of this, and yeah, I am glad to also be sharing my own bits of knowledge and to make other people learn from me. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Well, first of all, before I introduce you and all that you do, can you tell us what our viewers should expect from you today?
Rawness, right? Our viewers should expect it raw as it can be or as it can get.
Yes.
I'm very pragmatic about life. I see life as the way it is.
Mm,
So just expect some raw truths. I like to be
yeah.
called I like to be called common sense man. So I'll say some common sense things. Thank you.
I honestly can't wait for this. I think I personally will learn from you. So I also would say that I am very expectant. All right. So Coach Alpha Abena is a certified personal development and goal setting coach. He's passionate about helping people live productively in their personal and professional life. He expresses his passion and call through developing transformative programs, hosting trainings, teaching, speaking, coaching, consulting, conferences online and offline. He pioneers a growth hub named Growth Nation with over 2,000 young people as members learning and growing capacity daily to build a sustainable and productive life. Now that is huge. Okay, that's awesome. So we are all so if you guys are expectant, please just put expectant in that comment section. These bios I'm reading, this is not Google. This is not coming from Google. This is what somebody has done. Okay, so you should be expectant. If you're expectant, just type in expectant. Let's dive into what we have for today. First time watching Favor Nandi, welcome. First time here, first time. Okay, Elizabeth. Okay, thank you. I need more expectant. Let's know if we guys are, if we are really, really serious for whatever value will be dished out today. Yeah, for Stanley. Okay, no problem. No problem. Whether you're here for Stanley or you're here for Coach Alpha, you're still going to get value anyways. Okay, let's just dive into the question for today. So, based on your profile and based on everything we've got to gather about what you do and who you are, it is really amazing personally to see that young people are really thriving in various expertise, and the fact that we do not necessarily need, not that we don't need older people, But I love personally, I love the fact that we are young and we are doing what those in the 50s or those in the 70s would be doing. For you to have the capacity to create all of these things, to build all of these things, it means that you've been getting wisdom from ages. So wisdom is not necessarily about your age or influence or impact. Inspiring people doesn't matter if you're young or if you're old, right? So it all depends on what you do and what really drives you. So I'm personally excited to be speaking with young people personally, aside from the show, and I'm so excited that we have a show like this that brings in young people to talk, to inspire themselves. So let's dive into, who should I ask this question first? I think I should ask Coach Alpha. Let's start with you. So, what actually inspired you to go into what you do today, Coach Alpha? What really inspired you? Was there this transformation, or was there this inspiration from somebody, and you felt like, okay, this is what I want to do? Just give it to us. Let's share it.
All right. Thank you once more, JC. Jessica, I believe.
Yes, thank you for
Can you hear
calling
me?
my first
All
name.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, I observed you mentioning that. Why is everybody calling me my second name? So, Jessica, I'll do well to call Jessica a lot. So I was in a conference, I think 2021, where a very big real estate guru was on stage, and this question was thrown to him that what made you go into real estate? What made you go into this business? And he said one thing. He said hunger. He said it is hunger that drove me to start this business. And the person was like, hunger.
Wow.
He said, my sister, hunger beats me for this life. I was so broke. I was broke to the point where I was sleeping in a bus. His name is
Wow.
Ayilara. I think Tunde Ayilara. You can search him out. So um, what drove me is pain. It's actually pain that drove me to do what I do today. So what do I do today? I live the whole of my life to help young people live better lives, to help them harness their potential and to maximize it the best possible way. That's all I do. If I write books, that's what it's talking about. If I'm appearing on programs like this, that is what I want to try to achieve, to help young people live a purposeful, intentional life, maximizing their potentials to become all they can be, not one thing, all they can be. So, what drives me to that is I grew up in an environment where there was nothing called goals. There was nothing called dreams. There was nothing called vision. Nobody knew about what you want to become in the future or anything like that. The environment I grew up in was ghetto, ghetto in the sense of it. And at age 13, 14, people are already, going into drugs. Many of the ladies are already getting pregnant, starting a life at 16. That was the modus operandi. That's what everybody feels like is normal. The highest you can
Mm.
dream of having is maybe have one room apartment, get married, drive keke, or go into Yahoo Yahoo, do fraud. That was the dream. Like 80% of the friends and people I grew up with, their dream
Yeah.
was to be a young boy, spend money, go to clubs, be able to order drinks. But luckily for me, I said luckily because it was by God's grace that I didn't become that. So I stumbled on books. My dad is a pastor, but it's not because my dad is a pastor that influenced that. Because yeah, I drifted to that line, but somehow that's why I said luckily and by God's grace I drifted out again. All right, so I stumbled on some books like Purpose Driven Life. I stumbled on Purpose Driven Life. And after reading the book back to back, I discovered that there was more to my life. So it was this pain that why are people not knowing this? Why are people in this my climb not getting this information? That's that pain, that desire that no, I don't want another
Yeah.
person to experience this. That's what drove me into doing what I'm doing. That I can be a voice to those people. I can be the one that will carry the information to those people and help as many lives as I can. So yes, that is what drove me. Pain, I would say, drove me to do what I do today. Thank you.
That's so awesome. That is really awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Alpha. I love that. And I think this is one of the problems that we're facing in our community today, because most people, young people specifically, they really want to be in that place where they are thriving, where they are doing things, because they admire other people do it, right? They see people who are doing what in-depthly they want to do. Like, it's just this innate desire to try to thread in this particular path. So I think for some people, right, it's quite hard for them to align. So it's good that you position yourself as someone that can be a helping hand, someone that can really inspire. Because for me, I feel like you're making it easy for these young people to get access to you, because when you see all these high profile people, you're like, how do I get to this person? How do I become like this? So when they see somebody that they can relate with, I think it's a good way to start this purpose driven. So I really love that. Thank you so much. So let's move forward to Mr. Stanley. Over to you. What really inspires you to do this thing that you're doing now, to tread in this particular path that you're in? What really inspires you?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jessica. Um, in 2020, something happened in my life. After getting a master's degree, getting all the certificates that I wanted so much to get a lecturing job, but I couldn't. I didn't know that God wanted me to tread on a different path. I was looking for something that is external. I was looking for uncles and government officials that will help me and give me connection. But there was a skill that I had, that I was looking down on. And it was when I was praying that God said, what you are looking for is within. You already have it. We are looking down on it. And that is exactly your purpose in life. So I had, for over 10 years, I have published books. I've achieved success, achieved my writing dream, been able to publish my books, even gotten mentorship, work with publishing companies in the UK, and all of that. So when I got that revelation and clarity about what I should do, what the first thing I started doing was to go online and start using social media to give back, to teach writing, to help writers build their brand online. So that knowledge that I have, there are people that do not have it. Sometimes you feel like there's something you need. You feel like there are people that can help. You don't know that where you are. Some people are praying to get to where you are already. So they were calling me a Facebook writer, but I just continued what I was doing. I focused on mentoring writers, and in the middle of 2020, I started a community for writers, Weepy Future Writers Community. Today it has almost more than 14,000 members. And when we started teaching writers, me and my business partner, Louis Akwese, they were asking all kinds of questions. They were asking, how can I publish my book? How can I design a cover of my book? How can I edit my manuscript? And then we will go and recommend them to publishers that will tell, okay, this person can do this for you. And they will come back with complaints. As someone that had gone through mentorship, as someone that had worked with a publishing firm in the UK, I knew, and also published his book on Amazon and other online platforms. Someone that understood digital marketing, I knew what it means for a book to meet global standard. I knew what it means. So, and then I've been looking at the books that Nigerian printing presses have been publishing, even the ones we read in secondary school. And sometimes I would shake my head and say, no, no, we need to do better. We need to do better. And so when the people that we were recommending, we are feeling short, when you have an idea about how things should be done, then instead of complaining that these people are not, if you can do it, then you go and do it. Mandela said, be the change you want to see in the world. So I reached out to Louis Akwese, who is now my business partner. I said, let us start a publishing company. And that was when God dropped that name in our heart. If Adigo means light has come. If Adigo Publishing Company.
Yeah.
And so in 2020 we started a publishing company where we now provide all of these services for us. We help writers become authors. All right, we publish book for writers. We help them to achieve their writing dream. And now, over the past 3 years, when authors send us a message, when they hold their books in their hand, and when they tell me the kind of fulfillment they feel holding their book, when they sell their books, now I get that fulfillment. And I couldn't have gotten that fulfillment as a lecturer in the classroom. Now I knew why God wanted me to be on this path. So we mentor writers, and most of them, when they want to publish their book, we know we have the answers. We can help them solve this problem. And I'm glad that the work that my team and I have done at the Bible Publishing Company, and even from that starting that business over the past 2 years, we have also gone into Ifadigo Consulting Limited, where we work with business owners, and Ifadigo Homes, which is a real estate firm in Abuja, where we are, where we also help people to get affordable accommodation. So when you have a vision that is big, when you have, sometimes it can be scary, but just trust God. As you go, it's like climbing a staircase. You will get to see everything clearly. So when authors send me a message, when writers send me a message, I am always reminded of why we started, and that yes, it is worth it. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Awesome. I feel like just giving you a very round of applause because I feel also that we could just round up here and we've gotten enough value from the both of you, but that's really inspiring. So I want to get comment in this comment section. Let me know how you feel about this whole introduction. We've not really dived into what we have for today, but it's getting hot. It's getting hot. Let's see what you feel. Let me know how you feel. Just drop it in the comment section. How is it going? How do you feel over there? For me, I really feel excited. I feel inspired already. I feel inspired by what you guys do. I'm not getting any comments in this. Why is everywhere? No, please, let's get it on. Yes, inspiring. That is the word. Elated, exactly. One thing I picked from Mr. Stanley. One thing I picked from what you said is vision, and the fact that be the change you want to see. Oftentimes, we always think about one big thing that we want to see happen. We want to see this thing come to reality. We feel like there's a better person who could bring it into reality other than us. So I think I learned something right now. The fact that whatever it is that you see or you really want it to come to life, you should be the change. You should, enact it. You should bring it to reality. And that is one thing I think we all. That is what I'm expecting in this comment. But I don't know why people are not putting it in there. So that is one thing I've taken home already: visioning and the fact that you should be the change you want to see. Execute that idea or execute that thing that you really want to see outside there. I think that is where it starts from. So there is one thing I also know when it has to do with inspiring, when it has to do with impacting, when it has to do with thriving in whichever field that you are in. There is something very important, which is mentorship. So I want to know the role of mentorship, how it has helped you in whatever you've been doing so far, or the fact that you're in this stage currently. How has mentorship built the both of you? Okay, let's start with um, Coach Alpha. What's the role of mentorship in your life? How has it helped you to this point?
Okay, thank you so much, Jessica. I really appreciate this opportunity and the question. And my shout out to my co guest, Mr. Stanley. I really love what you said you do, and thank you for the work you do for the society. Mentorship. There is no great man without a mentor, be it um, official, be it deliberate, or by mistake. You are mentored by somebody. You might not just know that you are being mentored by the person, but the mentorship we are talking about is that deliberate relationship of somebody that helps you become who you want to be. And that is very important in anybody's life. For me, mentorship played a very key role in the decision of what I want to do today, right? So when I noticed or when I saw the thing I wanted to do, when I saw the when I had the vision of how I want to lead my life, it didn't make any sense. It was just bits and pieces. Okay, I want to talk to people. I will go to secondary school to train, to talk to some students, SS3, SS2. But then I came across a man in 2019. His name is Captain Godwin Kalu. He's a leadership coach, leadership mentor, and he had a community of people he was training at that time. So I met him, introduced by a friend, and I said, "Sir, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do." And he said to me, "This is what I have been doing for the past 7 years." I said, "Wow." So if what I want to do, you have been doing for the past 7 years, who better would I learn from, if not you? So I submitted under his mentorship. So at every point in time, he is my go-to person. Sir, I have this idea. What do you think I should do? He said, okay, what do you want to do? I spell it out for him. He gives me his own piece of advice. He gives me his own direction. He gives me his own network, because part of mentorship is putting you through and helping you become. And today, if you see him and you see me, you see a similarity in what we do, how we speak, our mode of conduct, the kind of content we put out, because I have copied. Mentorship is deliberate copying with your own spice and flavor. Should I say it again? Mentorship is deliberate copying with your own spice and flavor. So if
Okay,
you
please
cannot find,
hold on. Sorry. I need, I'm expecting someone to just put a comment there. Just rephrase it or just put it in that comment because this is hot. It's definitely should be highlighted. Okay, go on. Sorry, go on.
all right, thank you. So he agreed, and from that time onwards, he has been my mentor since 2018 till now. In short, we even still spoke a while ago, and he's not the only mentor I've had. I've had other mentors too, but let me just mention him for emphasis sake, right? So mentorship has shaped me. Mentorship has given me the knowledge. If you want to do it by yourself, there are many loopholes and mistakes that you would make, but with a mentor guides you through. It shows you the loopholes, it shows you the potholes, it shows you the challenges beforehand, because he has a blueprint of his mistakes. So he can give you that blueprint to work with. So when you work with that blueprint, you make less mistakes and your growth is faster. So if I would advise anybody listening, whatever you want to do, in short, before even betting division, get a mentor, right? So that mentor will guide you through. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm getting
Yeah.
comments already. Someone said mentorship is a yes. Exactly. I was expecting someone to just put that down because why not? That's great. Okay, so over to you, Coach. I mean, Stanley. What has been the role of mentorship in your life? How has it shaped you? How has it shaped the person you are today to become the person you are today? Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much. And Coach Alpha, thank you so much. What you said about mentorship gives you the blueprint. It's very, very, very vital. Yesterday I was watching Arnold. It's a documentary about the life of Arnold Schwarzenegger, a bodybuilder, movie legend, and the former governor of California. And if you
Mm,
watch, that is I would recommend that young people should watch documentaries. When you watch documentaries, you learn a lot about the life of people. You will learn a lot
yeah.
about powerful life lessons of people. And one of the things that really helped me, he won a world title at the age of 19, and he talked about mentorship. Mentorship was powerful. So for the first 10 years, when I was starting out as a writer, for the first 10 years of starting out, I didn't have mentorship, and I made a lot of mistakes. I was looking for guidance that I couldn't see, especially when you are in a place where most of the people that surrounded you, they don't even know what you're talking about. They don't even know anything about writing, book publishing.
Mm.
But because we had internet data, I was going live, I was going online, I was reading novels, and I was reading about James Patterson or all these American authors, and I was like, how do I get to be that kind of person? How do I achieve this? How do I you know what you want, but you don't know how to get there.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
thankfully, it was when I came online and I began to build my brand, and that's why yeah, building your brand is very important because you get to connect with people, build valuable relationships with people. And then what I connected with an American author in 2018, and I don't know what she saw in me, but she predicted most of what I'm doing today. She said she believed in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. And
Yeah.
that was where I began to see the practical value of mentorship because she showed me the way. Mentorship is where you get access to someone that will show you the way. In the Igbo apprenticeship system, somebody, if you want to do business, you go to an oga and you serve that oga for some years. He will show you the way. You want to go to China, this is how to import this from China, this is how to do this. And this woman was where I needed to be. She was a publisher, she was an author, she has seen it all. She was just showing me. If I wanted to apply to a publishing firm, she would read it. She would say, this is how to do it, this is how to. She was checking everything I was doing. If I write a story, I would send to her. She would give me feedback.
Wow.
At the beginning, when I thought I had seen it all, I'm the best writer in the world. My family, they praise me. They will read what I wrote and they will praise me. When she read what I wrote, she said it's trash. Like it was
Wow.
trash. And I wanted to feel bad, but I said, no, I mean, if somebody is always telling you, so if your family, they are finding something right about what you wrote, and nobody's giving you constructive feedback, how can you grow? And so she pointed out where I needed to improve. She became that effective mentor. And that is, I'm always thankful, to her, for where I'm today. With other people. So I became intentional when I knew the value of mentorship. I became intentional. So in our business now, we have a sales coach, we have a business strategy coach, and then I also have a spiritual mentor, so that you know where you're going. If don't just go and stay relaxed, especially in our industry, because Ivango is a tech-driven firm. So we are also in tech, and tech things changes every month. If you are not updated, you become outdated immediately. You need to know how to use these tools. You need to know how to make the right decision at each point in time. The competition is fierce. It is war. Business is war. And so if you don't have mentorship, and I don't know the problem with Africa. Sometimes when I watch documentaries, about these great men, some of them Western men, and I see the kind of dreams they had as a teenager. Somebody wants to build an iPhone. Somebody is thinking about how to build the next iPhone as a 15-year-old. But here we celebrate buying an iPhone. We celebrate buying a wristwatch. So I don't know if it is African parenting. I don't know. Young people have small visions. Sometimes I ask people, what are your goals for 2024? They say content creation to create more fire design. And then you meet somebody in another country, they will tell when they tell you their goals for 20, you'll be shocked. You've not thought about it. I think I think our visions are not big enough because we don't have the right mentorship. I think the education system is not doing enough because the mentorship is not structured into the system. And one of the things that we have to correct poor parenting in Africa is mentorship, the right mentorship. And I am thankful to Dr. Jimmy Pajo for the amazing work he's doing. It's not easy. And when you have more people like him, they are going to help to raise great leaders. And when you are able to raise the African youth that know what they are doing, that have quality, they will be able to achieve massive success. And that's how we change the continent. It is not just about the leadership. We need to put in, we need the right mentors and we need the right mentees. And when it connects together, then we can be able to raise the people that will be the leaders of the future. So thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. That was so amazing. And I picked a lot of things. Like I wish you could see me writing right now. So it feels like it's just you guys are just giving me more value. I don't know for other people. So if you think that this this section, okay, I'm seeing comments. Okay, great, great. Just type in what stood out for you in all of these things that have been discussed today. Just type it in. Put it in the comment section. So that was awesome. Mr. Stanley, regarding what you said, you mentioned something about believing in yourself because I feel like people do not believe in themselves, right? They know their capacity, they know what they want to do, but it feels like they're looking for somebody that would believe in themselves. Like,
Yes.
what do you have to say about people like that? I know the place of mentorship helps you see the true you. Like, your mentor just brings out that true, that real self, right? The mentor pinpoints certain things about you that makes sense, and then you begin to believe, you begin to feel like, oh, okay, somebody really understands me, somebody sees my value. But what would you tell, or what do you have to say to people who do not have somebody who is speaking positively in their life, or someone who is really pointing out those great things that they are? What would you tell that person? What's your advice for such a person who doesn't believe in themselves in as much as they know their capacity?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. I was right there many years ago. In fact, in 2010, I was there. I just got admission to the University of Nigeria, and so in 2010, and I was an introvert. Most of the things that I'm doing today, I could not see myself. When I was in secondary school, I was so slim and tiny. And people will make a joke and say, if air broke, it will carry you. And I used to hide in the crowd. If they invite me to come and speak in front of the students, I will beg somebody else to do that. And until my father, it was something that happened. My father was shocked, and said, am I with bad? Why is it that? What about other students that are coming out to speak to students? Why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? But I still struggle. I think that is where parenting, African parenting, that is where it is limited, because sometimes parents are not able to harness the gifts of their children. So when I started building my brand online, and I was following a lot of amazing YouTube channels, and I was seeing business leaders, people like Jeff Bezos, and there was someone that said, I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger said for him to be able to win Mr. Universe in bodybuilding, he printed a picture of Black Park. Black Park was the current winner of that Mr. Universe. He printed the picture and put in his room, and he was looking at that picture every day. So one of the things I did was I surrounded myself. I knew, yes, I'm in Nigeria, but I'm not going to criticize myself and say I'm not in America, or I'm not. Someone said that if you're in the wrong physical environment, you can engineer your mental environment to be in the right mental environment. If you don't have the right people in your physical area, you can surround yourself with right people in your virtual environment, so that you are following the right people on social media. It's like people who are following Dr. Jimmy Project, and they are getting massive value. Imagine if you are following other people who are like that, and they are where you want to be, and you are following them. These are people that have got, and you are learning from them. So that was one of the things that I did. I asked myself, when it comes to book publishing, who do I need to study? Jeff Bezos, who became the richest man in the world at that time. And I was studying these business leaders and even authors. So when I see a book doing well, I read that book, and I'm reading it differently from other readers. I'm not reading it for entertainment. I read it like a writer. I want to find out, why do readers love this book? What did this author do differently? And so I joined critic groups where I will even send those authors a message. How did you do this? You said that you made a lot of sales. How did you do this? And successful people, they are always ready to share knowledge. The reason why, the problem that most people are making, young people are making, is that instead of asking these people questions, good questions, they are asking them money. They are asking them urgent 2K. You meet someone that will be your mentor, you are asking urgent 2K. But if you ask them, how are you able to do this? How are you able to achieve this? They are always willing to answer and show you the way and tell you, okay, you're not asking for money, you want to transform your life, and they will even give you something. R.S. Moses said he was struggling as a gym owner. And until Mr. Branson told him, gave him an advice that transformed his business. And today he's transforming the lives of millions of people. All right. So when you surround yourself with the right people, even if you're in Nigeria, so what I would tell those young people who are introverts is, in fact, no matter, don't your mind, you should change your mindset. All right, your mind is can be a limit, can limit you. All right, there are other introverts that achieve success. Barack Obama, lots of them. All right, and if they can achieve it, you can also achieve it. If they can do it, you can do it. That's what I always tell myself. So one of the things you can do is, if you don't have the right people around you, first of all, stay away from bad company. Cut off those bad friends that are always looking to buy from you. they are discussing about women, drinks, alcohol, and all of that, and begin to surround yourself. If you don't have the right people in your physical area, maybe because of where you are, start following the right people online. Start following the right, who are the people that has the value, the kind of value you want to invite in your life. Start following them and learning from them. That it has something it does to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will see that, oh, these are the kind of people you are attracting into your life. It will begin to connect you to these kind of people. And then go for physical events. Go for physical events and introduce yourself to people, meet people, connect with people, and start building valuable relationships. Relationship is a currency. Relationship is one of the most powerful currency in the world. If you know the wise people, God will bless you through men. God will bless you through men. So when you start surrounding yourself with the right people online, eventually your physical environment, you will see yourself, you're already surrounded with also the right people in your physical environment. So begin to change your mindset about it and know that there is nothing that you cannot achieve. If I can do it, you can even do better than me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stanley. You know, there's something you said of which I thought about one time, but I've not really, dwell on it. You said something about if you cannot change your physical environment, you can change your mental environment, and that is also key. And I like the fact that you pointed out how you can actually change your mental environment, right? Watching the right thing, listening to the right people, and I also realized that young people of this age, they even if they are broke, even if they're in that place where they really need help, what they're supposed to use their MB, their data to do, right? Instead of using it to watch educative things on YouTube or learning one or two skills, they go ahead to use that little MB that they had to even borrow to watch trending videos or whatever it is that is not benefiting to their mental health or whatever, to their mindset or whatever. So I really love the fact that you had to point that out as well, because people think that it is when I am in UK, it is when I am in this particular location, that is when I can, have a certain level of understanding or exposure. But then there are lots of ways you can expose yourself even without leaving that particular location. So I hope that we are taking note of that. And thank you so much. So over to Coach Alpha. Coach Alpha, how are you doing? The way you are looking, I'm trying to
I'm
I'm trying
doing,
to
I'm
see
doing, I'm
present.
doing fine. I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm just
Okay.
enjoying my brother here, and it's been
Yes, we
amazing.
want to hear what you have to say. But before then, please, if you're watching and you're enjoying whatever it is that is going on here, tag somebody or share a link to somebody to come join us. You cannot be the only one benefiting. That's not fair. So tell somebody to come join us now so we can move further to our questions. We have just a few more questions and then we'll round up. So tell somebody to come join us. Let's move forward. All right, so let me ask you a question, Coach Alpha. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I know you've gotten you've gotten questions like that before, but I am asking this because of we've been dwelling on this vision thing, right? And people need to understand what visioning is about. I want you to really explain. If you cannot give us details, but just tell us where you see yourself in the next 5 years.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jessica. I hope you can hear me.
Definitely, I can.
All right, and thank you, my co-guest. Um, you really, the previous question, you did justice to it, right? Before I answer the question on where I see myself in 5 years, I just want to not add my own opinion to the previous question, maybe in 1 minute. He talked about being an introvert. He talked about you not believing in yourself. But I want to come from the angle of believing in yourself, but still having an imposter syndrome, right? Every one of us, it affects every one of us. There is a level you've gotten to in your life, in your career, but there is a level you want to get to, and you feel like, can I really do it? You feel like I don't know enough or I don't have enough, right? So, and many of us are always in that space, one time or the other. Yoruba will say that there's a place where a child will get to that fear will catch up, right? So there are goals that you will dream of, like this 5 years that you're asking. When I see it, fear they always they catch me, but there's one thing I always say is that think about the successes you've had. So write down the successes you've had. That would boost your self-confidence. So if you want to go to the university, for example, and you want to choose a school like Insuka, the great Insuka, now you don't have a result for getting into the university, but you have passed. Okay, but you have passed WAEC, you have passed JAM, you went through GSS 3. So if you go back and bring out all your results from GS1 to SS3, you know that you have ability for passing exams, right? So
Yes.
that track record can be a booster to you to move forward. And the co-host already talked about the rest, your association, your mind, and mentorship. I just wanted to add that go back, go and see the things you've done, go and see your win, go and see the time they called you up in church to come and take prayer, and you took it successfully. Go and look at the time they commented on your dress, and you felt so beautiful because you produced that. So on where I see myself 5 years, in 5 years time, I see myself in terms of what I do today. If I keep doing what I do today with the right network, I see myself reaching out to young people across Africa. I see my organization spreading around um, 20 to 30 countries in Africa. Um I what I see is a global impact from young people, deprived people, raising men, and helping people discover their potentials, basically. So I see, not in terms of personal accolades, but the minds and the lives that will be affected will be across the continent. It's not like I'm limiting myself to just Africa, but Africa is where the problem is. If you look at the what we have today, we have a leadership and a potential problem. You can imagine that. Let's use football for example. In football, only one African player has ever won the best player in the world. Only one, which is George Weah. And Africans have been playing football for more than 50 years, right? So, do we not have potential? We do. Do we not have skills and talent? We do. So, why can Africa not produce a Messi? So if people start developing and nursing their potential early, would have more groundbreaking records. We celebrate this lady Amoson for
Yeah.
our groundbreaking record, yeah, winning medals and stuff. So I want to be part of the story of people in Africa that will break even more groundbreaking records. If you check our story, and if she will tell you a story, there's one man, there's one coach in secondary school that kept pushing her. We might not see the coach today, we might not know the person's name, but there is that person that kept, oh yeah, go to training. Oh, you can do it. You can be better. And then when she become a global phenomenon, though we did not see that person's impact has been left. That person's trademark and footprint has been left in her life. So that is what more of what I see myself doing in the grassroots level. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, before I start saying anything, please, I would like us to share this live section. You cannot be the only one getting value. Please, okay? If you're a person of impact, you should always want to carry other people along. So share this live section. I'm not seeing any comments. And then I hope that you've been getting value so far. Thank you so much, Coach Alpha. So I want to really get this. Okay, I pointed down something. I think this came from Mr. Stanley. You talked about curiosity, the fact that you were curious to the point that you had to like ask people rather than asking them for money. You were asking them vital questions that was important or that was integral to your growth or whatever it is that you want to do. So, what do you have to tell other young people, right, who are actually curious, but they are scared of meeting people or scared of meeting high profile people who they admire, who they want to be like? What's your advice? Because I don't think that just comes like that. Or maybe your curiosity drove you. I don't know if it was the curiosity that was driving you, but if it's beyond the curiosity, what advice would you give to all the young people who are, inspired by other people, but are maybe afraid or maybe have one sentiment or another towards asking questions?
Yeah, yeah, Jessica, thank you so much. All right, for young people who are scared, they are curious, but they are scared. And I would say, most people are scared. Courage is not doing things because you are not scared. It's doing it afraid. You are afraid, but you do it anyway. So do it afraid. Most of the things that the thing about action is that if you do it that first time, that fear vanishes. The moment you do it that first time, that fear vanishes. So go ahead and do it afraid. Most of us, Coach Alpha, me, you, Jessica, when we started, nobody was born an expert. Nobody was born a professor. Nobody was born an inventor. You know, a child came out of the womb, without being an expert. We all started as newbies. And the first time we did something, we did it afraid. We were afraid. All right. So, but you keep trying and trying and trying, and the more you try, the more you do it, the better you become. All right. And that is why they said the more you do some consistency is better. I think what young people these days are lacking is they are not consistent, they are not patient. Most of the people that we admire, they will tell you that they have been in this business for many years, for 20 years, for 30 years. But the young person will want to learn a skill and within 1 month they want to make it. And if it doesn't work after 1 month or 3 weeks, they give up. In fact, they will learn something from you, Coach Alpha, you understand. They will learn from something from you, and then if they expect to make it, perhaps even be more successful than you within a 2 days or 3 days. But then you look at the people that are our role models. These people has been in that industry for many years. So where are you rushing to? Where are you rushing to? So you must not do it in exceptionally well at the first time. And sometimes perfection can be an enemy of progress. Perfection can be an enemy of progress. You want it to be perfect at that first time. Most people have not started a business, they have not run that skill, they have not started that project because they want it to be perfect that first time. No, check most celebrities, check most people who are entrepreneurs. They will let you know that the first time they started, it wasn't that way. It wasn't. I mean, you said Branson was talking about the first time he did a speaking engagement. He made mistakes, but it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. The process is worth it. It's the process of becoming that person that you want to be. That is where you get that joy. Sometimes it's not even the destination. Sometimes when you finally get to that mountain, you are, what is it? What you want to climb another mountain. So, but the joy, you find joy in that process, and that process is what trying and trying and getting better and getting better and getting better. And that is what some people need to do. Some people need to be patient. They need to have grit. They need to have that resilience and know that life is not easy. But it is strong men that create an easy life. It is strong men that create an easy life. So do it afraid, and the more you do it, the better you become. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Okay. First of all, you said something about the process and destination, of which I really love because as young people, we are so eager to get results. Like we want to just do, you said you want to learn how to write today, you want to have a publishing fame tomorrow, as though it's just like a switch. So I really love that, and I love that you emphasized on that process because most of the time the process is even more important than that thing that you want because it's in that process that you get to build character, you get to build skills, you get to build certain things that if you had been given the opportunity instantly, you wouldn't have been able to, build those kind of skills. So I want us, or I want other people who are listening to this to really hold on to the fact that process or whatever it is that you're going through is more important. You need to be patient. You need to love whatever it is you're going through, whether it's sweet, whether it's bitter, whether it's hard, whatever it is, as long as it is that process that will take you to that particular thing or whatever it is that you want. Please just do it with all joy and whatever it is. Okay. I'm getting a few comments. Okay. Someone said consistency is the mother of mastery. Awesome. I love that we are following up. Someone said if you cannot change your environment, you can. Yes, I mentioned this as well. I mentioned this, which I was expecting somebody to say it. Another one said the masters, okay, the masters tried and failed until failure became tired of them. It was then that success came. Exactly. Exactly. I love the fact that you guys are receiving this value that I'm also getting. So if you've not shared to at least 10%, I'm putting out to you that you're, believe it or not, you're a stingy person. You want to get all of these things for yourself. So just share this, call other people to come on board. Let's move forward. Okay. Okay, for the aspect of patience, right? I'm going to throw this question to Coach Alpha because I feel like it has something to add to what you just said based on patience. Like, have you been in that? Obviously, I know you've been there. I just want you to share it. So, have you been in that situation where you knew that that was a process, that was just a phase. So did you have that temptation to just do whatever you want, or how were you able to be patient? What mindset did you hold on to that helped you to be patient in that particular process or in that particular situation that you know would take you to would give you great results?
All right. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you once again. Patience. Patience. So you see, when
What happened to patience?
let me give you a rough idea. When we are growing up as young boys, when we are growing up as young boys, and you see these men walking around with beards. Maybe then you are 13, you're 14, you already see your the elder ones like 19, 20, they're already growing beards, and you want to hasten the process. My co-host is not a bearded person,
Yeah,
but I can see some strand of beards with him. So you want to
yeah.
hasten the process. We'll now go and get spirits. I don't know who told us spirits can be air enhancer. So we'll go and get spirit and be putting on our chins and face. Some we even put on the armpits just so that the air can grow out fast, you know. And we don't always lose that enthusiasm to want results very fast. But it is time that would bet those air that you're looking for. Just grow up enough, don't die, just live up enough, whether with or without your own assertions. Those air will come out, and you're the one that will even be tired of them. Like, must I
Tired.
always shave? Must I always go to the barber to shave off this hair? So right, that is the same thing with process. Me personally, I have never been somebody that is 18 for a result. I've always known through study, through reading, that uh, when you invest enough, when you plant and you wait and you water it enough, all the plant needs is watering. When you water it enough, it will sprout, it will grow out. I have always known that. But of course, as human beings, you want things to happen very fast, and that comes from pressure, peer influence. You see that your friend is already doing something. Oh, your friend has 3,000 followers on Facebook. You want to have the same thing. Oh, your friend is already being invited on platforms and she's appearing on flyer. You also want to do the same thing. Oh, your friend says she sold 100 copies of her book that she published from Mr. Stanley. You too, you want to publish a book. You do not know that your friend had invested time, your friend that invested resources. People are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. I'll say it again. People are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. So for everything in life, there is seed time and there is harvest. If you eat your seed, there will be no harvest to enjoy, right? So but you should not take we should be careful to not take patience for laxity. You should not take patience for laxity. You should not take patience for laziness, because there's a place of saying, I'm patient, I am waiting for a result, and you are not doing anything. So, like I said, when you plant a seed, you have to water. Watering is to keep on doing the same thing over and over again, whether it's interesting or not. The day before yesterday, I was taking a course on mental health. My brother, I was dozing, literally dozing. This was like past 12 or so. But I said, if I don't finish this course, sleep. If you like disturb me, I must finish this course. It took me another 1 hour, 30 minutes. But I concluded the course, got my certificate, and guess what? I didn't want to sleep anymore. Right? So the result, the next day when I posted the certificate, people were congratulating me. Oh, congrats, this is nice, this is amazing. They did not know that there was one sleepless night that I had gone through to get that certificate, right? So whenever you are on a goal, on a vision, you are charting a course for yourself, know that there is seed time, the time to plant. There's also a time to water. What most people do is that they don't water enough because they are waiting to manifest early. And early manifestation means you will come out unripe. Early manifestation means you are not grounded in what you have to do. But like I said, you should not mistake patience for waiting too long. You know, God was telling the children of Israel, you have been on this mountain for too long. Whenever that you have learned, whenever you have planted and water, try out. It is in your trying out, testing out, test the waters. You will know the capacity that you are. There are sometimes I want to host some programs and I reach out to some certain speakers. Let me use for example Dr. Jimmy Pajo. If I meet him now and say, sir, I want to host a conference and I want you to attend, and he says no, I will not feel bad. Oh. I'll say it is not yet time. I'll go back and water. Who do I need to know? What do I need to do? What influence do I need to have create? What platform do I need to have appeared in that he will see it? And when I reach out, now ask me that, are you the one on that program? I'll say yes. It's okay, okay, I'll come. So now if I invite him and he says no, I will not feel bad. I will go back and water. That is how you know your capacity. That's how you know where to be patient in. But if I stay now and say I want to build capacity to invite Dr. Jimmy and I do not launch out, I may wait for the next 20 years and not feel ready enough. So there's a difference between overwaiting and being patient. I think I'll stop here so that we'll answer another question. Thank you.
That was great. That was great. I particularly learned something, and the fact where you said the part where you said watering you. I think you should be watering your vision, watering what you want to see, and by doing so, you're taking the right steps, the right action, meeting the right people, doing the right thing. And people do not really consider this thing, especially young people. Like you mentioned something about going to meet Mr. Jamie Kajura and telling him that you want to, so some people, if they get that reply that, okay, I don't want to, or not yet, or I'm not chanced, they feel so bad and they go all sober, like, okay, he did not accept my invitation. Don't worry, I'm coming back with full force. They don't understand the part of process and watering your vision or doing the necessary things that needs to be done. Thank you so much for that. I hope that you guys have learned a lot. I think this will be the last question. But before we end this show, what's your last advice? What's your last advice? Is there something as last advice? Definitely there will be more things
Let's
I
say
know
last
that you want to
words.
talk about. But yes, what's your last word for today's show before we call it a wrap? Let's start with Coach Alpha.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so my last words is first and foremost, the year has not ended. December still has
Mm.
31 days in it. You can still achieve those things that you said you would achieve at the beginning of the year, right? As a goal setting coach, I used to say that achieving your goal is not a destination, it's a journey. So if you have not gotten hold of the substance, you can begin the journey, right? So if you set a goal to write a book in 2023, and this is December, and you have written it off that 2023 has ended, no, you can still achieve that goal by starting the book. Reach out to Mr. Stanley now and says, I have this idea of writing a book. Oh, how can you help me through? I have a manuscript. I have I have a voice note that I have recorded. By starting, you have achieved that goal. Because if you start before now and the end of January, that book can be a substance. Starting alone is a thing of the mind. I used to ask people, what's the first step of building a house? Can you help me, our co-host? What's the first step of building a house? You want to build a house now, right now.
Foundation.
So, okay, let
Foundation is
me
the first step. I got it.
no, the first step to building a house is not the foundation. The first step to building a house is to think that you want to build a house. Is to have it in your mind that you
Hmm.
want to build a house. Is to start thinking as a house owner. Oh, where is land? Oh, who is an engineer who can draw the blueprint? Where do I have space? What
Architect.
location? Start thinking about it. So when you start thinking about it, you have started building a house. Then you now go. Bible says, which of you wants to build a house will not first count the cost. You now think, what do I have? Do I have the money? Can I start foundation? Can we clear the ground? Can we buy the land? After that, you now call an engineer. Please, this is the idea I have. So this is the idea I have. Can you help me draw out a plan for a two-bedroom duplex? And the person tells you that okay, we can do it. After the engineer, then they can now start breaking ground, right? So if what you have is just an idea of writing a book for 2023, you can now talk to this man and say, this is the idea I have. Oh. Do you have a graphic designer that can draw out a cover? If you start that process, you have started writing a book. So my last advice is, don't write out the year. There is still enough you can achieve. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's move forward to Mr. Charles. Can you hear me?
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Jessica. And Coach Alpha, thank you. So my last advice for young people is, first of all, I want to say thank you to Dr. Jenny Kojo for, the amazing work he's doing. It's not easy, and this is mental engineering, changing the mindset of young people so that they will know what's possible. Young people have the energy. I think the problem we have is we have young people that are full of energy, but they don't know how to channel that energy. They don't know how to channel that energy so that they can achieve success. And we also have a lot of them that
Yeah.
they have so many things they want to do, but they don't know which one they should focus on. And that is where they can also reach out to Coach Alpha, who will help them to, gain clarity and find out their purpose in life. So, my advice to young people is, the first thing you need to do to be able to even achieve success is you need to find out your purpose. What's your purpose in life? Otherwise, it's not about running fast. It is about being in the right path. All right, so don't go fast in the wrong path. Because if you go fast in the wrong path, you will still have to come back. And by then it is too late. We just have one life to live. I have. So I won't blame you, I won't blame you, I won't blame the environment. The Western world, they know these purpose coach that we even speak with the kids, to even find out where they need to be. And then when they are entering college, when they are entering university, they study that course. But here, if you ask any of us, you will see that most people, it's not the cover is something that we're practicing today. So if you see somebody that is a nurse, the person is a public speaker. You see someone that is a public, the person studies something else. You see someone that is a medical doctor and the person is an actor or an actress. You see someone who is a lawyer and the person is into fashion design. I think that is the problem with the education system. Is that people are young people. And what is making me feel so sad is that, in the Western world, people gain clarity immediately, and by the age of 10, they are already coding, they are already doing a lot of things. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. The parents gave him mentors and work with him. And at the age of 19, he founded Facebook with other co-founders. But here in Africa, here in Nigeria, it is after NYC that 90% of young people even start asking themselves, what should I do? Some women get married and they still don't even know their purpose. They give birth, and all of that. So I think we need to change that. So my advice to any young person who is watching this is the first thing you need to do, and it is very, very urgent. You need to know God's purpose in your life. You need to find out your purpose. What are the things you are good at? And there are some questions that can help you. So the first question is, what are you good at? What is that thing that when you do it, people praise you? People say you do it well, you know how to do this well. Jessica, you do this, you are good at this. That's the first question. The second question is, what can you, if someone wake you up, can you do that thing? Like, what is that thing that you can do without thinking? Like, they can wake you up, you don't even need preparation. Some people, public speaking, they don't need preparation. They don't even need to see the questions, they excel at it. What is that thing that you can do automatically without thinking? Others struggle to do it, but you do it so easily, like it comes naturally. And the third question is, what is that thing that you do exceptionally well? What is that thing that you do exceptionally well? The fourth question is, what is that thing that when you do, you feel so alive? I was speaking with someone that is earning 200,000 naira as a banker, and she wasn't happy. They are paying her 200,000 naira as a banker, but she wasn't happy. She didn't love it. She wants to be a creative. She wants to be a manuscript editor, and that is where she will find that job. So what is that thing that you do? You feel so alive. You feel so happy. You feel like you are doing that. You are alive. And when you work for people and they pay you and they give you reviews, you feel so happy. It gives you a sense of fulfillment. You know, you see someone, they may quit a work of 1 million to do a work of 100,000 because that one gives them more fulfillment. But that one of 1 million, they don't find fulfillment in it. They are dying. They are dying. So what is that thing that makes you come alive? What is that thing that makes you feel so alive? And the last question is, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? So how do you make sure that what you're passionate about, you can also earn from it? And that's why we now have three things that you have to look at. So the first one is passion. What are you passionate about? Two, how can you make it profitable? How can you make that thing that you're passionate about to be profitable? How can you use it to solve a problem for others so that they can pay you? So I started as a writer, a fiction writer. I was passionate about telling stories. I was passionate about writing. But how do I now make it as something that is profitable, something that people can pay me for? And that was how I became a publisher, where I solve problems that other writers are facing. And now I understand the industry because I was once there. I was just like them. So I understand the problems that people are facing. And so by solving that problem, people pay me for it. So what is that thing that people can, is that how can you make it profitable? How can people pay you for it? That is it. That is the second one. And the third one is, what is that thing you are passionate about that people can pay you for, that you are proficient at? You are so good at it. And that's why, is it Carl Newport? Someone said, be so good that they can't ignore you. If you are so good, people will find you. The whole world will want to connect you, especially now we have social media technology. People can connect with you from different parts of the world. You can even get to start earning in dollars, in different currencies, if you are good at what you do. I mean, the Bible says that you are the light of the world. So come out of your shell and go ahead and shine. And you can only shine when you know that thing that you're passionate about, when you have clarity, when you know your right purpose. And that's when you can now pursue it. And when you start pursuing that your purpose, when you start doing that thing that you are called to do, that you are created to do, that is where you excel. That is where you will not stop being a jack of all trades and master of none. That is where you can focus on something and you become a master. Of course, you can always diversify. But when you find your purpose and you are doing that thing that makes you happy, that thing that you are so good at, that is where you begin to see another version of life. That is where depression will go. And that is where you will do everything with ease. And in any environment you find yourself, you will succeed. Thank you.
Hmm. Oh my God, that was powerful. I wanted to use one big grammar, but let me just calm down. Thank you so much, Mrs. Stanley. That was awesome, and thank you also, Coach Alpha. You guys just gave. Um, let me just calm down. I was trying to use a word, that would really that would really explain how I feel right now. I really also seen a lot of comments and that we've been following. Thank you so much for staying up till this time. And thank you, my guests, for all the valuable feedback. I we hope to have you on the show. And keep inspiring, keep building, keep becoming who you are, keep becoming the best version of yourself, because I'm very sure that this is not this is not the everything that you guys can offer. I know that you guys have more, you guys have dreams, you guys will become even greater than this. So I hope to still see that. I hope to still see that you guys are building great, you are building great institutions. So thank you, and this is what we call it a show.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we
Thank you,
should get this
Jessica.
thing.
Welcome.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Jessica.
We should.
Thank you, Jimmy Pajo University and Dr. Jimmy Pajo. Shout out to you guys. God bless you.
All right. Bye.
Jessica, thank you. I'm grateful to you and your team at Jenny Pajo University. Thank you so much. Thank you for the
You're
invitation.
welcome. Bye.